guys, we are going to be juicing some greens. We are going to be juicing some greens. So I hope you're excited. There's my hand. There's the juicer. And there's the computer that I'm recording this from. And I want to show you the nifty, cool setup that we have here. Look at this. Look at that. Just board games. And there's Amy and Arlo. We're going to be propping this bad boy up on some board games in a second, so you guys can actually see me. So let's get started. Okay, so we're juicing some greens. So while you are here, let me know where you're joining me from. And while I'm kind of going to show you, I've already done all the prep here. So we've got some Swiss chard, we've got some kale, we've got carrots, we've got apples, Royal Gala and Granny Smith. We've got parsley, celery is under there somewhere, cucumbers in there as well somewhere. What else? We got some dandelion greens. And yeah, so with that said, obviously we've got some ginger, some lemon, colloidal silver, which is not going to be used for this obviously. But let me know if you've got a really cool recipe that you want me to try, something really simple and nifty. Let me know, because I will make that for you, or for myself I should say. But nonetheless, let's do this. Camera around. Morning guys, how's it going? Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can, so the problem here is that as you can tell, you can only see me and not the juicer. So I'm gonna do my best here to communicate with you and then somehow demonstrate. Can you use a blender instead of a juicer? Yeah, you totally can, not for juicing, but for making smoothies, absolutely. So what I'm gonna do here to start off with, I'm using the Green Star juicer, which is, this guy looks like a bit of a, what is that, a sniper rifle, right? Something pretty close to a sniper rifle. So we are going to make, let's start off with a really basic and really good one. So Swiss chard, cucumber, apple, a little bit of ginger, some lemon, and that's pretty much it. So join me if you want to grab your juicer, and Arlo is going to be joining us apparently. This doesn't really matter, it's all good. Okay, so if my head is cut off, I'm gonna see if we can, I'm gonna just kind of like squat down, and I'll give you different angles as we're going through this. So I'm gonna turn the juicer on. Everything is already washed, everything's ready to go. Actually, before I do that, so what I'm gonna do, I just wanna show you my setup here. So we have the juicer, all this stuff is prepped. Full disclosure, I spent about $100 on that produce, so that's going to give us, I don't know, this whole session might take me an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I'm not going to be on Periscope the whole time, but I'm going to show you what we're doing here. So my sink is loaded up with my veggies, all pre-washed, all pre-cut. I have a Vitamix. Literally, it's just what I'm doing is I'm going to take the juice from the juicer, and I'm going to pour it through a strainer into the Vitamix, and this is going to be my receptacle for my juice, and then I'm going to put it into a mason jar, and that's where I'm going to, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with that. So that's what is going to be going on. So I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit here if I can. If this makes any difference. Okay, my head is not cut off totally here. Okay, so let's get started. When you're juicing, it's really important to rotate the veggies and the produce. I forgot the plunger. Because if you just do carrots, or just cucumber, you can start to plug up the juicer, especially if it's this one here, the Green Star, because that's just the way it goes. So the Green Star juicer is really good. It's a twin gear, masticating, slow type of juicer. You do have to put a bit of effort in. And yeah, how long did the prep take you? So I went to the store 8:30 this morning, got my produce, got home by 9:20. I did about 15 minutes of prep. So yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, this is not something you're gonna do in 15 minutes. You can make a one batch juice in no time at all. But what I'm doing here is I'm gearing up for the week. So I'm gonna make 3 or 4, maybe 4 days, that's stretching it, but definitely 3 days worth of juice here for myself and Amy, and if the kids wanna have some, they can as well. So we are doing parsley, Swiss chard, what else do we say? Yes, a little bit of ginger. So ginger is amazing, highly anti-inflammatory, adds a nice zing to it. So I'm just gonna put in a little piece like that. I'm gonna put that in. I don't have to peel it, I'll just put it right in. And there we go. I'm gonna throw in some cucumber. So the cucumber obviously is a very mushy type of vegetable, or technically it's a fruit. So you don't want to overdo the cucumber in this type of juicer. Again, rotate it through. So a little bit of cucumber, then put some of the leafy greens in, because the leafy greens are going to give the fiber to move it through the juicer so you don't get clogged up and you don't have to turn it off and do all this cleaning as you're trying to juice. So you kind of live and learn as you go. So what juicer do you use? Are you juicing at home? If so, what juicer do you like? What juicer do you use? Love to know. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to continue on. If you know anyone who wants to juice, let me know about the session. Okay, so let me just mention something here, guys. I get a lot of questions about things like lost nutrients if you juice ahead of time, if you let it sit in a container without it covered. Let's just cut the BS, all right? Let's just juice and friggin' get micronutrients in. Don't worry about the stupid little details like that. Yes, it's best to have fresh produce. Yes, it's best to juice and drink it fresh. If you're gonna do that every single day, go for it. I know for me, I don't have the time to do that, so I'm gonna juice a batch twice a week, 3 days worth, I'm good. I'm not gonna fuss over the little nutrients that I may lose in the process of it sitting around in the fridge. So please don't worry about that stuff. It's really gonna just drive you crazy. All right, so we're gonna use Granny Smith apple in this. I kind of lost track of where I'm at with this. I don't even know what I'm juicing anymore. So back into the cucumber. So Swiss chard, parsley, cucumber, apple, a little bit of apple, not too much apple. And that's where we're gonna start with a little bit of ginger. The key with juicing though is you wanna be juicing vegetables. You saw the sink, right? Like it's just loaded with green vegetables. You definitely wanna be focusing on the veggies, not on the fruit. When you juice fruit, you're basically just drinking Coca-Cola, okay? It's liquid sugar, there's no fiber, it's not being buffered, and that becomes a bit of a concern. Okay, so I had someone said they use the Omega juicer, the Vert 350. Is that the one? Something stuck. Now, if you're gonna do this like me and do like a huge batch of juicing, you might as well make the most of your time. So you can watch, well, maybe not watch, but listen to some audios. Do some kind of learning as you are juicing. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. Because if you're going to spend an hour to 2 hours juicing, that's a lot of time, right? I wouldn't recommend you do that every single day. It's definitely not something you want to do. There's probably better things to do with your time. Having said that, investing in your health, making a juice a couple times a week is a huge, huge benefit. Now, we also, if you guys don't have these are my greens, right? Because I talked about the importance of juicing and making smoothies, but I don't know about you, but you may not want to spend all this time juicing all the time. So that's why it's nice to have like a ready to just kind of throw in your glass of water type of greens powder that can replace juicing sometimes and at least give you an on-the-go option or a quicker option when you don't feel like juicing. Okay, so right now we are at probably about 1.5 to 2 cups of juice. Do you have a favorite juice recipe? Let me know in the comments. What do you like to juice? What's your favorite green juice? Let me know. So I'll just give you a little bit of a different view here. So we got the juice going on. You can see right there. And we're working with the produce right in there. See if we can change things up for a little bit. Oh, that's not really helpful. Anyways, what would you rather see, the juicer or my beautiful face? It's a tough one, isn't it? Yeah, this Periscope's good for just kind of like chatting to camera, but doing any kind of like, you know, this type of stuff becomes a bit more difficult. I have to like literally chain this up to the ceiling somehow for you guys to be able to see anything other than my head. So I'm just gonna set up the camera again here. Okay. So again, half of my head is being chopped off. So again, I apologize for the camera being moved around and shaky. I'm just trying to get the best possible angle for you guys. Well, this is not working out very well. Okay. Yes, the camera's on a bit of an angle, whatever. That's the way it goes. So in case you don't know who I am, my name is Yuri Elkaim. I run a online health, fitness, nutrition business. I'm a New York Times bestselling author. And most importantly to you, I help you lose weight, have way more energy, and achieve anything in your life by eating cleaner, or showing you how to eat cleaner, train smarter, and really work on the inner game, the mindset stuff that's so important for achieving your goals. And it doesn't matter what you're working towards, if you want to achieve your goals, you need energy, right? You need the health to be able to pursue your passions and your dreams. And that's why it's so important to do things like make a juice, because you want to be getting these nutrients into your body. You don't want to be someone who relies on fast food and tired all the time and lethargic, because if that's the case, you're not going to get towards, you're not going to get from where you are to where you want to be. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Let's keep them coming. Keep that Care Bear, I had a name for it in one of my previous Periscope sessions. I was calling it like the Care Bear Send-Off. That's right, the Care Bear Send-Off. So if you're enjoying this, just tap the screen, just keep hitting the screen. Let's get lots of hearts going. Cucumber is going in next. So the key to making a green juice taste good. I don't personally add ice cubes to my juice, but you can, totally. I've actually, only if I go to like a juice bar, sometimes I might have the green juice on ice. But most of the times, because we're just keeping them in mason jars and putting them in the fridge, I usually don't have to do that. So that's just a personal preference for me. Whatever works for you is most important. Okay, so as you can tell, I don't measure anything. I'm literally just throwing stuff into the juicer. You can't really go wrong. I mean, as long as you're focusing mostly on vegetables and the odd fruit, it should be fine. Okay, so many juice machines out there. How do you know which ones to buy? So a really good question. And if you guys have, I don't know if you guys have my all-day energy smoothie and juice guide. If you do, then I walk you through exactly what to look for in that. What's the difference between the different types of juicers? Which ones are better? So the gold standard is cold pressed juice. So if you go to a juice bar, most juice bars, most good ones, will use cold pressed juice, which means there's two plates that essentially just press the juice out of the vegetables and the produce. That is the gold standard. Unless you have a Norwalk juicer at home, which is about $5,000, so not obviously achievable for most people, the next best thing is this one here, I firmly believe. So it's a twin gear, it's more of a masticating juicer, so it kind of grinds. You have two turbines for the lack of a better term, that kind of grind and masticates the produce and squeeze the juice out into, whatever thing you're putting them into. So you get the best yields out of this. So when you look at the fiber, okay, so this is the stuff that just came out of the juicer. This is very dry. There's not a lot of extra moisture in here, whereas other juicers that are a little bit less expensive, like things you've seen on the shopping channel and stuff like that, they will have more of a really high-speed spinning blade, and you put the produce in the top, and it's a lot faster, okay? But when you take the pulp out, the pulp is still pretty moist, so it doesn't extract as much juice out of the produce as this does. So I spent $100 on produce. I want to make sure I get the most out of that produce. I don't want to have let's say 50% of the produce or the nutrients going to waste because my juicer isn't good enough to extract it. So that's an important consideration when you're investing in a juicer. Yes, this one is slower, but it gets, you know, it's gonna really kind of squeeze the most juice out of the lemon. So how long can the juices hang around in the fridge? I would say 3-day maximum. Now I was actually gonna say something about how to make your juices taste amazing. Lemon, okay? Lemon, you wanna add lemon, citrus to your juices. It's gonna help prevent oxidation, and it's also going to bring a lot more flavor and revive that bland greenness from your juice. So I'm just gonna put a couple more pieces of celery in here, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do, taking it from the juicer into the mason jar and into the fridge. So I'll be going for another hour on this, but I'm not gonna subject you to this punishment. Not that it's punishment, but whatever. You know what? Saturday morning, I feel like it's a worthwhile investment of my time to spend an hour to 2 hours juicing for the next 3 days, so that those next 3 days I don't have to worry about this. And then one more time during the week, I don't always do this, but I try to as much as possible. One more time during the week, I will do another batch of juice like this, so that throughout the week, maybe I'm looking at 3 hours total juicing. Now that's something you can choose not to do. If you want to spend the money, have juice, fresh pressed juice delivered to your house, much better option, okay, in terms of speed and convenience. Obviously you're going to be paying for that, so you know, really you have to kind of figure out what's going to work for you, what's going to work for your budget, and work within that. So what are you guys up to this weekend? What are the big plans? What are the big plans on Saturday? What are you doing today? Let me know. I'm interested. I'm going to be chilling out. It's pretty mild weather in Toronto. Might be raining today, so what are you up to in your neck of the woods? 2 days. So I do Saturdays and usually Wednesdays. That's typically sometimes what I do. Sometimes it's Sundays and Wednesdays, so it depends. But if you can plan this stuff ahead of time, it saves you a lot of hassle. Okay. Awesome. So you're doing a fast right now. Wicked. Which pre-made juices do you recommend? Which brands? I don't recommend any pre-made juices for the most part, because most of them, Odwalla, stuff like that, they're high sugar. It's 50 grams of sugar. It's fruit purees. It's really not good. So if you are going to drink juice, make sure that it's fresh pressed. So you need to be getting this stuff from a juice bar, not Starbucks. Whole Foods probably has some good options, but it needs to be like right out of the juicer, okay? So here's what we just got out of that produce. I'm not too sure how much that is. It's 750 milliliters, okay? So almost a liter. You can tell there's quite a bit of foam here, so it's like a green cappuccino. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna discard the foam. So I'm just gonna scoop it off, because I don't necessarily like that. And I'm just gonna throw it down the sink if I can even find, there we go. Got so much produce in the sink, I can't even find where the drain is. Okay, so I'm gonna scoop this out. Okay, so right now we're there. Okay, so I've got rid of the foam. I'm gonna give it a little stir. Okay, so next is, I'm gonna just, so here's another trick with the lemon. So you have a lemon, usually if the lemon is hard, just squeeze it, okay? Squeeze it with your hands or roll it out. Okay? So squeeze this. What this is gonna do is gonna start releasing the juices inside the lemon. Okay, so when you open the lemon up, it's ready to go. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut the lemon in half. Oh my God, I just cut my finger. No, I'm just kidding, don't worry. It's all good. Okay, so I've got the lemon and it's got a lot of seeds in it, so I don't want those seeds. So I'm gonna take the strainer, I'm gonna put it on top of this little juice thing. I'm gonna squeeze the lemon into the juice, and how much lemon you wanna put in is really up to you. I'm gonna put in 1 lemon and see what it tastes like. Ouch, I have a, you know when you have like a little sore or, you know, kind of like some exposed skin on your finger and then you don't realize it until you're playing with lemon? Ouch. Apparently I got something in there. Okay, so I'll get rid of those seeds. Now what I'm gonna do, because I need to make room, is I'm gonna just drop all this stuff into the juice, into the Vitamix. Okay, so earlier I said I'm using the Vitamix because I need to sort of dump this somewhere before I can continue juicing, right? So it's not strained. You can keep it like this if you want and drink it like that. I don't necessarily like all the fiber stuff, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just pour it through the strainer. Oh my God. And I just kind of splashed all over this counter. So you do this over the sink, better idea. All right, so let me just give you a lay of the land here before we finish off. Okay, so you can see we just had a little green explosion. It's all good. Okay, so now I've got my Vitamix, right? This is about half green juice. And let's give this a shot, actually. I'm gonna pour this into a mason jar. Walk with me. So, mason jar. Lovely green color. Green is where it's at. Nice, it's really mild. It's very subtle. So, really subtle, not sweet, very mild, not a punch in the face type of green juice. A nice place to start if you're just starting juicing or if you want something pretty simple. So I've got some more work to go here. I'm gonna finish up my juice. And when this is over, I'm gonna just show you, let me show you my cupboard here. So this cupboard, you see all those mason jars? Those will pretty much all be loaded with green juice. How much do I drink in one serving? What I'll do is I'll load up these mason jars. So this is what, this is 2 cups, so 500 milliliters, and I'll just drink these. And you can go crazy. I mean, you can drink 1 liter, 2 liters a day, whatever you want. There's really no downside to drinking greens. So that is what I'm doing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you've enjoyed this, let's get some hearts. Just tap the screen. Let's finish off on a bang. Let's get a Care Bear send-off. Lots of hearts. Lots of goodies. Let's see how many cool colors we can get here. And yeah, there you go. So if I just made the one juice, right, this would have been however long it's taken us on camera here. So let's just call it 30 minutes. And again, it's probably not a focused 30 minutes. So really it takes 15 to 20 if you're focused. And there's really no excuse. I mean, if you have the produce, if you have a juicer, just say, you know what, I'm gonna just do this. And if you don't, then go to a juice bar, grab a green juice, grab a green smoothie, or use a really good greens powder like ours if you're on the go, if you're pressed for time. And the key is just get more greens into your body. That's really where health is going to come from. That's where your energy is going to come from. And that's where you're going to really fend off disease. And that's really what it's all about. So hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you want to stay up to date with what I'm up to, you can join me over at the blog at yurielkaim.com. The link is in my profile. Again, I'm here to help you train smarter, eat cleaner, and achieve anything. I'm on Periscope every day, hanging with you guys, showing you some cool stuff, answering your questions, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.